Ujima Company started as a theater collective in 1978. It was a multicultural group. We saw that a black theater company had a place for all cultures. Our primary mission was the presentation and preservation of African American theater, to provide training and work opportunities for African American artists.
I did all the behind-the-scenes work. I learned my craft. Because I was in Ujima, I went back to college and completed my degree in theater, which I wouldn't have gone back to college and completed a degree if I hadn't been in Ujima Company and thought it was possible to go back to school while raising a child alone on welfare.
I lived in New York and then went to Chicago, but I've never experienced the kind of energy and collective abilities that we had with Ujima in Chicago.
We've produced work from many cultures. We were doing theater for probably 3 years when suddenly someone on our board of directors told us that the city had cultural funding.
In 2004, we were getting a little over $30,000 in cultural funding. We got completely wiped out, zeroed out.
Your heat, your light, your phone, the basic cost of living is static, okay? So when you start talking about, well, what are you going to cut? The only thing expendable on that budget is personnel.
That's right. 5 paid staff members. We're gonna have to have a meeting with us. Sorry, y'all, we can't get paid. Having a meeting with the company to say, what are we going to do?
Because of the impact and how detrimental it would be to our youth, whether we're going to get paid or not, we still come to work.
As a person who, growing up didn't quite know who I was, and I was kind of developing and figuring out who I was, Ujima gave me a good step into understanding one piece of me, a strong piece of me.
Lauren and I remained volunteers for over a decade.
What are our legacies and practices of resourcefulness? What are our legacies and practices of manifesting abundance? And what are our legacies and practices of cooperation, collaboration, and collectivity? Talk about crises that actually did come up at your own frontline arts organization. What worked, what didn't work, what was the process that got you there?
When you're a frontline community, you're constantly up against everything, lack of funding, things drop out of the sky.
So it could start with something like not receiving a grant. How does that affect your staffing? How does that affect the direction that you go in the future?
We can't get funding for multicultural programs. The theater division of New York State Council on the Arts told me that they don't believe we are a multicultural organization.
Ujima accepted me, had faith in me, believed in me.
Being a child who was raised in the theater has meant an incredible idea of discipline in the way of concentration, in the way of multitasking, in the way of learning how to play well with others, kindness, respect.
One of the brilliant things about Ujima is that they bring out the most excellent part of you. Mediocrity is not acceptable, and it's in a loving way, in a nurturing way, but it's something that I've carried with me everywhere.
Ujima, I mean, it was the balm that I needed for my soul.